a full, exhausted list of every single group. I appreciate you taking the time and actually breaking down all of the teams. It was lengthy, so but this is the most information you can honestly get in understanding all the teams before group play and all of that really starts kicking off. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Social Club where everyone has a voice. I'm your host, Jacob Hale. We got a very special video for you guys. It is World Cup season, baby. So you already know we gotta do our prediction video, talk about the teams, who's good, who's bad, all that stuff. And to help me along with dissecting these teams, we have the amazing, the wonderful Mr. Andrew Houston back on the show again, helping us out. Andrew, I appreciate you hopping on. Just real quick, how are you feeling, bud?
Excited. For people that don't know, I think I've probably said it before, but I live in Kansas City, and Argentina is actually staying right across the street from my apartment. So it's been kind of crazy out here, a lot of construction. It's all Argentina out. And they had news folks, and a ton of fans already around my place. So I'm excited. World Cup's here. And it's crazy that it's in my city. So
Yeah, absolutely. If we get 1,000 likes on this video, we will have Andrew himself go up to that hotel to take a picture with Messi. 1,000 likes. We'll get him out there to go do that.
Yep, and then you got to get 10,000 to get me out of jail, or wherever they're gonna have to take me, because there's no way I'd be able to get in.
And you never know, man. You just gotta, blend in with the work staff and all that stuff. But while you guys are liking the video, definitely subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and of course, check out all of our other videos. The World Cup is a phenomenon. It is the world is watching. So there's much more content out there that we're going to be producing for you guys. Going to do a bunch of fun things for the World Cup. But with all that being said, we can go ahead and get it started. In talking about the World Cup, let's talk about the most important team in the World Cup, which is probably Team USA. Obviously soccer's not that big here, hence why we call it soccer and not football. But for a lot of people, this is kind of all they know. It's just Team USA and then Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Like, that's pretty much it. So, I'll let you take the lead on this, but what are your overall thoughts on Team USA? Do you think that we have a formidable squad to compete right now, or do you still think we're just happy to be here? We're just using up land to have games played, essentially.
No, it's like in the history of U.S. soccer. I know like men's soccer has had a tough and rough time, but they've also had good times as well. Last time we hosted, we did a great job. Like, they fought. The narrative around soccer here, it's very like pay for play, and it's supposed to be our golden generation of these last couple of years. And they seem whenever they lose or whenever something bad happens, people always resort to like they're soft or they're babies or everything's been handed to them, while the guys of past who might not have been as talented played harder, and they played for their country, and they were really gritty. Like, you don't really hear that with these guys, but there's way more talent than we've ever had. I would say, at least from playing in Europe standards. We have some guys who play in some, the biggest leagues in the world. So there is an expectation. Plus, you're a host nation, and it's a really big deal to host a World Cup. Obviously, it's exciting, but you have to show up and you have to do something. Like, you can't just lay an egg. Laying an egg in this World Cup would be, it'd be just as bad as not even making it to the 2018 one. So, yeah, it's exciting. They are talented. We've had some injuries, guys that would play and would be on the team if everybody's going through injuries, of course, but like Johnny Cardoso, he would have definitely been on the team in the midfield spot, but he was hurt.
Let's go ahead and transition. Let's start getting your thoughts on the group play here and your predictions. I would say that the committee, I'll say it like this. I get what the committee's doing when they came up with these group stages and who to play. I'm sure there's like some algorithms that didn't learn about on how they pick the teams and stuff. Personally, for me, I wish they were a little bit messier when it came to putting in the group stages. Like, if it was me, I would have put all the North American teams together. I would have put Canada, Mexico, us, USA, and Venezuela in there. And I'm like, you know what? We're going to figure this out once and for all. Like,
hell, they have rules. They have rules on why you can't do that. They're set up those rules so there's pots. And it goes by your nation ranking. Like there's a ranking. And United States and Mexico would be pot 2 teams, but they are actually pot 1 because they're host nations. And then that would include Canada as well, which would be like, I think, a pot 2 or a pot 3 team. But yeah, there's rankings by it, and it is supposed to be like, if you're first in the world, you should, then have, it goes like you get a pot. There's 4 pots, so then it's random after that. But you should have 4, each pot should have a team within each group. Like that. Yeah,
I had a feeling, like I knew there's some logic to it. Like they're not just guessing and all that stuff. But if it was up to me, I would have lined it up based on geopolitical tension and just see what would happen from there.
That's why there's been talk about Iran.
Right.
Or Iran, my bad.
Bro, have Iran, Egypt, Israel, and Palestine in a group. We're gonna have Portugal, Spain, France, and England in the group. Yeah. Let's see what else. Russia, North Korea, China, and Japan. Like, we gotta listen. We're gonna settle this once and for all, and you can put some side bets, country to country, on that too.
They don't want. I mean, riots already happened because of the game. Having those teams there, brother, there would be some problems. So that's why they don't do that.
Yeah, listen, I can't be the commissioner. But anyway, going into the group stages, we'll just start with Group A. So Group A, Mexico, South Africa, South Korea, and Czech Republic. So what are your initial thoughts with that group?
So this is, again, one of the host nations in Mexico. They'll play I'm pretty sure all their games in Mexico. So this group, Canada's group, I think, which is Group B, and then Group D, which is the United States. All these are kind of like similar in that there's not like a huge powerhouse within any of those 3 groups. Mexico's been, ironically, pretty solid. They had just had a good run of friendlies, and I think they won the Gold Cup, I believe, as well. But Mexico, if their fans, there's no doubt their fans will show up and show out, and they'll actually have a legit home field advantage. I see Mexico placing first in this group. Czechia qualified through the playoff system, and they play a little tighter, slower ball, but I'd say it's a toss-up between them and South Africa for 2 and 3. But South Korea has been really bad, and they've had runs, South Korea, in the past of being a solid team. I know they have Sun. Sun is, when good players out of Europe come to the MLS, they call it the old, the retirement league. So Sun is playing. I'm pretty sure he's playing for LAFC. So it's always cool to see those guys come in, but they're supposed to be in their unk stage, is what they call it. But I think South Korea, they've been really poor recently. International and tournament quality's been bad. So South Korea last for me in Group A. It's really a toss-up, but I'm going to go with Czech 2 and South Africa 3. And by the way, 8 out of the 12 third place teams will make it because it's an expanded tournament. 48 teams instead of 32. So again, if one of these really good teams or teams that's supposed to make out the group don't make it the group, I mean, it's a pretty big upset if that happens.
Okay, that's fair. And then we can move on to Group B. We have Canada, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Qatar, and Switzerland.
Yeah,
interesting group they got there. Yeah, definitely some heavy hitters.
Yeah, no, it's another interesting one. Like, I think the host nations almost have the hardest groups to decide because it's just it seems like a toss up with some of those middle tier countries that are playing. Like, the favorite in this group has to be Switzerland. Really good team. They've had decent Euro success as well, so they've always been a solid team. They would be my one out of here. The team I don't think that will get. They should hopefully they get a point because you don't want nobody to have 0 points. But Qatar would be my 4th place team. They didn't. They hosted in 2022, obviously, because they're such a big country with a lot of people. Wonder how they got that. But yeah, I don't know. They only play good in one tournament in Asia, and other than that, they just have not been great. Bosnia had won the European playoff side with the Italian team in it, and Italy, man, that could be a whole video in itself. Italy choked, lost to Bosnia. It was a huge upset. Italy was supposed to be in this spot, and they would have maybe won the group, or at least been the favorite. So they're a super underdog team. They're going to be fun to watch, fun to root for. It's between them and Canada for 2 and 3. Canada still hasn't won a World Cup game yet, but they're talented. They're a lot more talented. Tejan Buchanan plays on the wing. Obviously have Alphonso Davies, world-class left back, I'm pretty sure, and Jonathan David up top. They have good European soccer players or football players. I'm going to go just with the host. I'll go Canada for the 2, Bosnia 3.
Okay. All right, so Switzerland is making it out. You've got them at 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then Group A, you had the Czech Republic.
I had Czech at 2. I got Mexico taking it.
Oh, yeah, you had Mexico taking it.
Yeah,
right.
with South Africa finishing 3rd.
Yeah. Okay, got it. So moving on to Group C, we have Brazil, Morocco, Haiti, and Scotland. Before I let you go, I'll be the one to say it. I am actually pretty surprised to see Haiti in the mix, just with everything that's going on geopolitically in Haiti. So this isn't me saying like they shouldn't be there or anything. It's actually more me saying this is kind of the beauty of the World Cup, is that even with all this tension issues that are going on in a particular country, you still have teams that are producing certain amount of talent and are able to represent their country. I don't know how far Haiti goes, but if they were to do something significant, do some type of upset, I think that'd be really cool considering where everything Haiti is at right now. But go ahead, let me get your predictions on Group C.
Group C should be a really fun one. Obviously Brazil. Neymar, the big headline is Neymar is actually coming. Took João Pedro's spot, which João Pedro had a great year at Chelsea. So you got to feel for him. But I mean, how do you take off a guy like Neymar? I mean, Neymar is arguably one of the funnest players to ever watch, and his highlights are awesome. The flair, Brazilians, man, they're fun to watch. But this team's interesting. Ancelotti's their manager. He was Madrid's manager for a while. Obvious success. This should be more one of the entertaining groups, in my opinion, with the top 2 teams, Brazil and Morocco. Morocco just came off a semifinal in the last World Cup. They were like kind of that dark horse team or the shocking team that got all the way to the semis. They're fun to watch. Hakimi, who I believe plays right back for him, arguably probably the best right back in the world, just won Champions League back to back with PSG. Morocco will be fun to watch too. This is a really tough group. Scotland actually had a crazy qualifying to get in. Pretty sure they beat Denmark, and then like you're saying, yeah, Haiti. This is why the World Cup is awesome, and especially I guess one of the few positives of expanding is having countries like Haiti, Cape Verde, and Curacao, like making it. It's awesome. But in this one, for the first group, I've been going back and forth on who I want to win, or who I think would win this group. I kind of want to, quote unquote, pick an upset and maybe go Morocco, but I'll go. Yeah, okay. I'll go Brazil 1, Morocco 2. Nope, scratch that. Nope. We're going Morocco as coming out of this group with the 1, Brazil 2, Scotland 3, and then poor Haiti will be 4, unfortunately.
Should be a great one. Now to Group D, which is the one that matters the most to everyone. We got Team the United States of America on its 250th birthday, Paraguay, Australia, and we have Turkey. Now, Drew, I know Team USA is getting first and getting out of the group. So this is really a conversation of who's getting second, third, and fourth. But I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, no, I mean, I could dive into the U.S. team now. I was just shocked that 2 guys, Tessman. I thought Tanner Tessman would be a great pickup and play in the midfield, but he didn't get on. I know he had a muscle injury. But to go into the team, ironically, like at goalkeeper, we're usually like that's like our best, history-wise. United States goalkeeper's good, but that's kind of like one of our lower spots on the team. Freeze will start. So he's all right. But then going into defense, we're lacking a little bit. We're really good on the backs, right back and left back. Serginho Dest, solid player, has grown up all through good European level sides. Barcelona, PSV. He just has a problem with injuries, but he could be a difference maker. On the left back side is Anthony Robinson. He plays for Fulham in the Premier League. He's been great. He was just rumored with big clubs last year. He had an all right year, but he plays well for the United States. And Chris Richards, our best center back, he's awesome. Plays for Crystal Palace. They just won a trophy, Conference League, I believe. And then Tim Ream, the old man, the grizzled veteran. I think he just got named captain too. I think he's touching 40 maybe, but he'll provide some experience with that group. And then I believe Miles Robinson and McKenzie are the other 2. Center backs I might get some tick. Also Trusty, he might get some tick as well, but I'm going to mostly just name the starters. I don't want to go too long. Tyler Adams, engine of the midfield. I want to say he's probably the most important piece, because if he's hurt or gets hurt, we don't have any depth at like a CDM or a defending midfielder spot. I mean, Weston McKennie's awesome. Those 2 are great together. They'll be good. We just need both of them healthy, and they have to like literally play every game, because we're just we don't have a lot of depth in the midfield. That's not attacking. On the attack side, that's probably where we have the most depth. While we're recording this today, they actually just beat Senegal, and they looked good. The attack looked good. Pulisic scored. Flo looked good. Balogun looked really good. Malik Tillman looked great. I mean, there's guys that are going to be... I don't really have a problem with our attack. I'm just more worried about how we're going to defend and our midfield. But through that long-winded spiel, let's start talking about the other teams in this group. Turkey, by far, has the best player. And no diss on Pulisic or any guys in the United States or any guys for Paraguay or Australia, but Arda Güler took a big step up for Madrid this year. He arguably was one of their best players. Even in the big turmoil, he was the one that seemed like he was still playing throughout the whole year, even though they're changing managers and playing for a big club like that, they're always going to have gossip. But Arda Güler will be a big difference maker, and so Yildiz for Turkey. They have 2 real legit, could be stars. So that'll be interesting. Their attack should be interesting. And after saying all that, I do think Turkey actually finishes first in this group. I will have the United States at 2. Australia has been a gritty country. They always seem to advance to the knockouts, and I have them in 3rd, and then Paraguay in 4.
Okay. Sounds good. We we'll keep it moving actually. Let's move it on to Group E. So Group E, we have Germany, correct, Morocco, Ivory
Curacao.
Coast, and Ecuador. Curacao is the name of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you mentioned that because I'm gonna say that's the first time I've ever heard of that country. Like, it is so bad, I have to look that country up to see where it is. So for all you guys wondering, just so you know, uh, correct, how you pronounce it again?
Curacao.
Curacao. Curacao is a
Curacao.
constitutional island country within the
Yeah,
Kingdom
Netherlands.
of the Netherlands,
Yeah, it's
but
got
is
some Dutch.
located right, but is
Yeah,
located to the north of Venezuela, actually very close to Aruba.
yeah. Baseball
So,
country.
yep. So geography lesson for you guys right there. But yeah, that was the first I ever heard it. So please don't tell me that that's the number one country that's making it out. But go ahead. Who do you have in group?
And while we're on the Curacao conversation, they are the, I think, least populated and smallest to ever make it to a World Cup. So I will, if any like upset I want to happen, I mean, I don't, getting out of the group would be nuts. But if they win a game or even get a point, I think that's awesome, and I would root for it, and you guys should too, unless you're a
Yes, and
opposing fan of any of the three teams in the group.
yeah, and I will just state this real quick. According to the World Bank, so yeah, think what you want about that. But according to the World Bank, the population is 156,000 people. So there you go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Didn't
But
know the
to
World
get,
Bank does census, but yeah, go ahead.
no, yeah, to get into the group, while we talk about it, Curacao, I obviously have them finishing last, unfortunately. But I would love to see a shakeup. I mean, ruin my predictor, ruin everything. I'd love to see that. Um, Germany, it's not like your mom and dad's Germany. They still have great players. Obviously, they're Germany. Florian Wirtz and Jamal Musiala, they're awesome in the midfield. That's one place where they'll excel. I think they brought Neuer back in goalie, which is cool. He's up there in age, but he's been, if not one of the best goalies in the last 10 to 15 years. Bayern Munich, but Ivory Coast and Ecuador. This is an interesting group. Ecuador is arguably one of the best defenses as a team. I think they've given up literally like 5 goals in qualifying. It's been crazy. Now that they can't really score either, so it'll be very interesting. And again, for people that do not know, a point for a draw, 0 for a loss, and 3 for a win. So I could see them actually maybe one. I mean, they'll beat Curacao, but they could go 1 and have 2 draws. Like maybe they could draw every game. I mean, they're just, I don't know if anybody will score on them, but this is an awesome group. Ivory Coast has some very fast, very pacey players. They should have some fun games to watch. Like them in Germany would be a great game. I think it's Diamande. Is it Diamande? I believe had a crazy story. He was a kid out of the United States, really unknown, and then has hit the scene. And he might. I know there's rumors of him going to like Premier League type teams for a good price. He literally got found like 2 years ago and is maybe going to make a big transfer move. But kind of want to pick an upset here because Germany, they have a kind of a, I don't know if they have a true attacker, a true striker up top. I know they have a couple guys that play in the big time leagues, but we just saw Kai Havertz score in the Champions League, but I don't know where they're going to play him. He's kind of a positionless guy. This is another tough one to me. I don't think it's easy as Germany saying 1. Kind of want to say Ecuador, but they can't score. I'll keep it kind of chalky. I'll go Germany, Ecuador 2, Ivory Coast 3, and Curacao 4.
All right. Sounds good. Well, let's move on to Group F. You can correct me if I'm wrong with Group F. I feel like Group F and maybe Group L might be the most competitive in terms of like anyone can really make it out of that group with the skill set. But Group F, we have the Netherlands, Japan, Sweden, and Tunisia. The only thing I would add is I'm incredibly biased because I just came from Japan. So I'm definitely going to lean on Japan winning that one. But I'll let you go ahead and break it down. Who do you have making it out of the Group F?
Um, it's funny you said that. I know you just came back from Japan, but I actually have them winning this group. I think if you want to talk about a team that's like fun to watch and a country they've had about the same timeline as the U.S. and like when soccer has came there, and I think their development has been awesome. They're fun to watch. They recently I know friendlies are a little weird. I know you can take it with a grain of salt, but it's still like they've looked good. I know they beat England 1-0 in one of the friendlies, and it's just like that's supposed to be one of your top 3 or 4 teams. I think Japan can really do it. They've had a coach, I believe and that's another thing about the national team. I think 8 years in. I think he's been there 8 years. Like that's awesome. Having the same your whole academy and the system up to down. Like he knows the guys he wants. He knows who can. If they want to switch formations or doing that, they can put the right guys in. I do think they're missing Matoma, which will suck. He is one of the best, probably one of their best to better attackers. But they still have a lot of talent and depth. Japan would be my one. We can go to the Netherlands. The Netherlands, they seem to they just beat U.S. in the last World Cup. But they have some guys who are really world class, like Virgil van Dijk, Frankie de Jong. And man, you think they would almost be better. And they've had a history. I think they're the only team to lose multiple finals and not win one yet. So they have talent. It's kind of the same problem with them. And I don't know if they have a striker, somebody that'll scare you up front. I know Cody Gakpo in the last one was awesome, but he's had a rough season this year at Liverpool. Malin was good at Roma, so I would take the Netherlands at 2. Sweden had an awful qualifying. I don't know if they got a single point, and they have some really good players. So it was probably the biggest fail out of everybody here, but they made it, I believe, because of Nations League or something. They still have some great players. I don't know if Isak's going to play. I thought he broke his leg, but I don't know how far he's in it. And Victor he's got one of the weirdest last names. Gorkiez? I don't know. It's a tough name. He was an Arsenal striker. They got good players, but this is a tough group. I have them 3rd, and then Tunisia just actually fired their manager, and they play very possession based. They try to limit as many chances as possible and grit away wins, but they're not an easy out. So this is a tough group. This would be one of the more entertaining ones. I got Japan at 1, Netherlands at 2, Sweden at 3, and Tunisia at 4.
All right, we'll see what happens. Oh, I do want to add with Japan, because my brother mentioned this before. He said the biggest difference of what Japan did versus the U.S., because he mentioned that too, is that they did, I guess they started taking it seriously around the same time or something of that nature.
Yeah.
But
kind of hit them at the same time, and they took it serious.
Yeah, so what Josh mentioned, I think was an interesting point, was they kind of made it as like a government initiative to be more competitive. So then that's why you see what you're seeing now out of their production. So for starters, I think we mentioned this earlier, it's like, the youth league program, they refined it. Obviously, it's significantly cheaper. It's free. It's open to really source out the talent. And then the special guys that they find, they build a system, a better system of actually molding those players and getting them to a competitive level. All the things that we talk about that the U.S. need to do. I just thought it was an interesting point, because I remember that too. They did start at around the same time. Just U.S. started off well, and now is going into more profiteering than actual quality of work. And then Japan took a different approach. It's like, we're going to build this from the ground up and build a well-oiled machine in the country of talent.
It's going to be. They're probably going to be the most popular dark horse, but they've performed well in the last World Cup. They've performed well, so they're probably going to be everybody's popular dark horse, but it's warranted.
Yeah. So moving on to Group G, we have Belgium, Egypt, Iran, and New Zealand. I do like how Egypt and Iran are going against each other. There's just 2 other teams I would have swapped out and put in that place too in that region to really make it a good group. But I get it. Again, I'm not the commissioner, but I would have done it. I'm here to sell tickets, baby. But anyway, Group G. Let's get your opinion on that. Who you see coming out of there?
Man, if this was the Belgium team from, their past generation was their golden generation. They had some great players, and they still do have some great players, but they're kind of past their age now. I think Lukaku made the team. He'll be at striker, and then De Bruyne in the midfield. They've always had some great players. Jeremy Doku will be on the attack. He was awesome for Man City this year. I'm having a tough time with this group because I feel like none of these teams, Belgium's they sometimes the World Cup stage they fail to live up to their hype, but Egypt's got the Egyptian king Mo Salah, everybody's favorite. He's awesome, and then Marmoush, who came off the bench for Man City, is a really good attacker. They should be fun to watch in the attack. Iran, obviously, they have the political ideas, and there was a lot of talk that they actually would drop. They'd have to drop because of the political stuff, and I'm glad they didn't. I just don't think that'd be fair for all those guys that qualify, and you're trying your hardest for 3 or 4 years to make this team, and you make the team, and then you get told right before a month before you can't. So I'm glad they're in. And then New Zealand, they're probably going to be fighting for that 3 or 4 spot for me. It's going to be tough for them. But after all that, I'll Belgium at 1. I'll go Egypt at 2. Iran at 3. You know what? I'll go New Zealand at 3, and Iran at 4.
Yeah, I would say that's the beauty of the World Cup, but it would be quite a statement if I ran some type of upset. Not even making it a group, but just some type of upset. That would be quite a thing to see for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But let's move on to Group H here. We have Spain, we have Cape Verde, Saudi Arabia, and Uruguay. Cape Verde, not one of those places. Now, I've heard of it, so relax. I've heard of it. I just have no idea where it's at. I believe it's in West Africa. I think it's an island, actually. It's an island off of West Africa. I would have to double check that, but that sounds familiar. But another island country, which is always interesting. It's always interesting because those island countries it's like a small town essentially. So it's a national holiday whenever that team plays, and they're going to be locked in for that. So that should be cool. Hopefully, we get some behind the scenes cameras from out in that country and other countries as well like that. But Group H, let's hear your wisdom. Who you have coming out of there?
No shock here. The team that is the favorite to win it, Spain, is in this group. They had just won the Euros. Arguably have, if not the best, top 3 to 5 best players in the world with Lamine Yamal. Kid's just a freak, man, and Barcelona finds him again. It's awesome. So they're going to be back and good and healthy. Still question. It's crazy. Their midfield's so good. They got 2 great goalkeepers. David Raya might not even start, and he was Arsenal's goalkeeper. They just lost the penalties in the Champions League final, but he's been great. Unai Simon has been the number 1, but he kind of had a rough year, so who knows? That'll be interesting. But they're great. We don't need to spend a ton of time on them. They're going to come out as the 1 in this group. All of Uruguay coming at 2. They've had, in their past, their teams have been pretty fun to watch. Some great strikers. I think Suarez is out. Real legend of the game. Then Messi and Neymar had one of the funnest Barcelona teams ever. He's out of the squad. Fede Valverde is their best player and the captain for Madrid, and he'll be a player to watch for them. This group, I think, would be one of the easier to predict. We'll have Saudi Arabia be 3, and Cape Verde be 4.
All right, that sounds good. We're moving along here. Let's go into Group I. We have France, Senegal, Iraq, and Norway. Again, that's also a very interesting group. The only thing I have to put in is a fun fact with Iraq. I looked this up like a few weeks ago. They do technically have a democracy now. Just if anyone was curious, they do like they elect people. So I just throwing that out there. Anyone in our mid 20s and older, that you kind of understand the reference of what I'm getting at here. But yeah, who would have thought? Who would have thought? Just like a decade or two later, we did it. But anyway, outside of that though, getting serious back into soccer. Who do you have coming out of Group I? Obviously France. Let's just call it what it is. France is the favorite to win the whole thing. So talk a little bit about France, but yeah, just give us your opinion on the whole group.
Well, technically Spain is, but France is the next big favorite. So yeah, this is the quote unquote group of death. Senegal won but did not win the AFCON, which is very hard.
Actually, I heard about that. Can you explain that situation to people real quick on what happened?
I honestly, I haven't. I didn't even like. I should have looked into it, but I was shocked because I guess there was a bunch of controversy around starting the whole game and a bunch of weird calls. I didn't watch the game, but I don't know the full story. I should have. I have looked at it, but I just skimmed it. I don't know the full story, but they trophy after the game and then won it. And then I don't know how long it took, but they said that Morocco won. Don't really get it. I don't remember why, to be fair, but I'd have to look at it.
Yeah, I was just about to add that input. I'm like, I don't know the full thing, but the craziest thing about it is that they declared them as the winner, and then later on they overturned that win. It's just like that's unheard of. Like what can you even say about something like that? No cheating. It's not like they look back and it's like, oh, Senegal was cheating, so we're gonna penalize them. Nothing like that. Like they just overturned based on officiating. It's very fluky. It looked very strange. It was a bad look overall.
In soccer / football in itself already has corruption, or FIFA. If we're talking about FIFA, corruption, scandals, controversies, everything. So yeah, who knows, man? Who knows? But to get in the group, like I said, group of death. This is gonna be the most entertaining group, I hope, for this one. France, man. Obviously, might be the most talented. If you want to just talk about like number of guys, I could talk all day about these guys. Elise was awesome this year. Obviously Mbappe, I know he was still great for Madrid, but they didn't win while he was there as much as when he was off. I know they had, he went on a vacation while he was hurt. There was a bunch of stuff. That team was a mess this year. There's too many egos. I'm a Madrid hater anyway, but it's always fun to see them lose. But they have great players. Everywhere. So William Saliba, Conde. They're great. I have them as the first place team out of here, and I might have a little bit on them later if I don't want to spoil it yet. But now this is where it'll get interesting. Senegal and Norway. Senegal put today. It's a friendly. They lost to the United States. Their defense looked a little but Sadio Mane still kicking. He's still doing it. I think he's their all-time leading scorer. They have him. They've got some talent in class. They'll be fun to watch. Iraq is actually, unfortunately, going to be the poor fourth place team here. That's pretty clear out of these three teams. Norway, Erling Haaland, probably the best. Him or Kane, honestly, like just strikers in the world right now. He's inevitable. If they want to get far, it's going to go off Haaland's back. Obviously, pretty sure they have Martin Odegaard as well. Great midfielder. They're going to be fun to watch too. They were in the last one, so this is a tough pick. Senegal again just kind of won a really hard tournament, but Norway was great in qualifying. Either way, I think they're going to be one of whoever gets third in this one's going to move on because you get 8 third-place teams now. So let's kind of go with maybe an upset. I'll go Senegal at 2, Norway at 3, Iraq at 4.
Okay. And then we can jump into Group J here. We have Argentina, Algeria, Austria, and Jordan. Before you give a full analysis, just what is your overall opinion on Messi in general? Do you still think he is a top tier player out there in the World Cup? And then you can transition that further into just talking about the Argentina team. And you think they're going to go back to back, essentially, because they won the last World Cup. Do you think that's a possibility as well?
For sure, we can start on Messi. I mean, what's not to say about him? I think he's. I mean, I think it showed it in the last one, but I thought it before that. That was the last thing he really needed. But he's the best player ever. It's pretty remarkable what that guy can do. For having like a stunning growth and having like a hormone, like the thing where he's just a shorter guy, and then to just be that talented at that height, and then to do it. Be the star man at Barcelona and have some crazy seasons, and then come over to the MLS, and that's supposed to again be a retirement league. And he's been pretty good. I mean, obviously you want him to, they're gonna when any Inter Miami game goes to an away game, people are gonna show up because they want to see Messi. And I know it's not at the same standard as Europe, but MLS has gotten a lot better. They're still producing some guys and produce talent. I wouldn't say he's at the cream of the crop top, but I definitely think he's still got some left in the tank. I don't think he's, as the kids say, cooked. Ronaldo, in my opinion, is more on that cooked side. He's been in Saudi, which is definitely, I don't think, a better league than the MLS. So I would say Messi still got some of the tank. He's going to be, he doesn't have a star man, Di Maria, who always showed up. Di Maria was always a big time player for them in big time games, but they still are a very talented team. Julian Alvarez is going to be a great striker for them. Rumors of him going to Barcelona soon. It'd be fun to see, but going from Atleti to Barcelona's they're rivals, so it's a very interesting thing. They have great players still. I think they're close. I don't know what their odds are, but the one thing that would scare me off is I don't think there's been a repeat winner in a very, very long time. Like, you'd have to check me, but I'm pretty sure it hasn't been. Like, I'm just going through my head right now. So the odds, if you want to play the odds game on that, probably a new winner. But I think Messi's the best player ever, and I hope they have a good stay right by me, and I hope they enjoy the city, and I hope KC can get more love with that. But with that, they're by far coming out of this group with the one. I know in the last one they lost to Saudi Arabia, which was crazy. But again, even if that happens, I think that actually helped them learn that they actually have to play every game and be high effort all the time. But yeah, Argentina coming in first, and then Algeria and Austria. I know they play actually a game in KC. That'll be a very entertaining game. These two teams. Austria's been a fun team out of Europe, and they've kind of handled qualifying really well. I'm going to go 2 for them. Algeria 3, Jordan 4. And I don't know if I'll have the third place team moving on, so we'll just have to see when we get there.
Okay. We can move on to Group K. And he has, well, you alluded to it, but your other boy, Cristiano Ronaldo for Portugal. I almost said Dominican Republic. Democratic Republic of Congo, Uzbekistan, and Colombia. So first, let's talk about Ronaldo. You kind of alluded to it, but you want to expound on that just a little bit. What are your overall thoughts on Ronaldo? You think he's still a formidable force? And then carry it over to what you think about Portugal as a team and the rest of the group.
Yeah, this is another kind of popular, I wouldn't say dark horse, it's Portugal, they're not really a dark horse, but this is another popular team, like with the odds, that I would say like people are going to have money on, and I wouldn't blame them. Their midfield's awesome. They have Vitinha and João Neves, and they just are arguably maybe the best midfield duo in Europe. They just won a repeat Champions League. They were awesome for Luis Enrique at PSG, and they're just as good with Portugal. They also have like Bernardo Silva. Portugal honestly has really good players. The one key thing that everybody's going to talk about is, and you've kind of seen it through the last big tournaments, is like, can Ronaldo still be their striker? And it's not like that he's not good. It's just he's a little wise in the tooth. He obviously is not the same type of athlete, and there's he's not gonna like run back and play defense all the time. And let's be honest. So he can still score goals. It's just I don't know if I think they would be better suited off if he came off the bench, but he'll never come off the bench. So they'll go far. This is a popular pick, and I would agree for the odds. I think they're like plus 900, maybe close to 1,000. I would definitely put a little bit of money on Portugal. I think they have a great team. Some good defenders. Nuno Mendes as well. I completely forgot Nuno Mendes, however you want to say it. Arguably best. I think he's a left back. If I'm wrong, sorry, he's a right back. Either or, he's a left or right back. But one of the best in the world as well. PSG. I mean, that PSG team was awesome, and he was a big part of it and played the full 120 in the recent Champions League. So yeah, Portugal is going to be my one out of this group. Congo's got some athletes. They're going to be a tough team to play. They're big, strong. Uzbekistan's a feisty team. This is another interesting group. Colombia's got Luis Diaz. He's awesome. He was awesome for Bayern. He was a lot of Liverpool fans the season before this one were talking crazy on him because they thought he wasn't producing like he needed to. And then when they found out the price of what Bayern paid, it was kind of like, oh, like we kind of we fleeced him. And that was actually for the first on the truth. He excelled so much at Bayern, and he's awesome. He'll be a player to watch. He makes Colombia go. They also so then they'll be my two. And I'm gonna be a little different here. I don't want to say different, but this could be kind of popular. But I'm gonna take DR Congo at 3 and Uzbekistan at 4.
And then our final group, Group L, we have England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. I'll just let you jump right in on that. Have fun.
Oh no, I'm excited. I mean, as an American and a USA fan, like obviously it's fun to see England. Like they always sing, it's coming home, and they have all the cool commercials, and they have some of the best players in the world, which is true. Absolutely, they have some of the best players in the world, and it's always funny just to see them actually not win anything. They compete, but they actually don't win, and they haven't won a World Cup, I think, since '66. I'd love to see the same thing happen again. Honestly, just me kind of being a hater and wanting to see some fun stuff happen. And the British, the British media is awesome. I mean, they don't care. If you think like media here is bad, they don't care over there. So they will run rampant. It'll be so bad. But if we want to talk about a couple guys, I mean, obviously Harry Kane, a great year for Bayern Munich. He's actually looks like he's aging and playing better. He finally won trophies. Now he's with Bayern Munich since he left Spurs. They have some good players. There were some notable names left off that left a lot of British media not happy. Phil Foden got left off, and who's Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire I thought should have been on the team, but I'm not the manager. So, but yeah, England's got some great players. They're one of the favorites for a reason. They got almost all the talent you could want. It's just if the coach and the guys can put it together and follow the system they want. But after all the hate talk, I'm also coming to the senses that they're going to be top of the group. Now, Croatia's no slouch. Croatia's been awesome these last 18 and 22. 18, they actually were in the second. They lost to France in 18, and they have just been, steady. They fun matches. They play hard. They like Luka Modric is kind of. It's like if you know anything about Luka Modric, that's how Croatia plays. Like they're just so smart, so technical. Have some great players as well that play in Europe. Gvardiol, Luka Modric. So they'll be my two. That game between them, honestly, I think they play the first game in that group. That'll decide who wins the group. But right now, yeah, I have England and then Croatia. Ghana at 3, and I believe was it Panama at 4? Who's that last team? Yeah, Panama at 4. So
yeah. Right, that was a full, exhaustive list of every single group. I appreciate you taking the time and actually breaking down all the teams. It was lengthy, but this is the most information you can honestly get and understanding all the teams before group play and all of that really starts kicking off. Just my final question for you before we wrap up the whole video is just give me, who do you think is going to win it all? Let's just lay it all out on the table with everything that we know so far. Who do you have to win it all?
I mean, I kind of hinted at it earlier, but I think France. I think France does it again. I just think there's so much talent. They get when stuff doesn't go right, you can get bailed out just by having some great players. And I just think the talent and the depth they have is, especially for, there's more games now with more teams. And I guess I haven't brought this up. It took me almost 50 some odd minutes. You're playing in the United States in the middle of summer, to be fair. And like Mexico's probably pretty hot too. And then you're in the middle of summer, and I know the final is in New York. And I can't believe they're playing at MetLife, by the way. I cannot believe they're playing at MetLife. But yeah, it's a whole different conversation. But yeah, I mean, I think they just have, depth's going to be important. Mbappe's great. He's always been great for France. I just think they have the talent. You've seen them get to finals. You have seen them play. They have the same manager, a lot of continuity. I have France. If I had to pick a dark horse, I kind of mentioned, I kind of like Japan. I think, I'm not saying that that'd be really kind of wild, but Japan would be like a dark horse team for me. But France, I have France winning it, and I know it's probably the second most popular team to pick. But yeah, it's usually one of the top 6 teams. It feels like every year that would, or every World Cup.
Yeah, absolutely. The last thing I would say, and I agree. If anyone was curious, I think it's really between France or Spain that's going to win it all. The last thing I would say, and just to help everyone out, especially filling out, like, first of all, fill out your own prediction bracket for 2 reasons. One, just like what we did, understand who's playing who in the group stage, and more importantly, understand when the brackets actually come out, who's going to face who based off of the group stage and who's getting first, second, and all that stuff. Because, just like what you said, you have France, but you also think Japan is a dark horse. Well, it'd be good to know if they're going to see each other before the final game, or if not, based on how the brackets are. So I would also give that to the audience. It's like, make sure you actually fill out a bracket so you can see, okay, this team is as good as I think they are. Odds are they are going to run into these other teams. So there's no conflict of interest like immediately, So that's just my recommendation to everyone who's following us right now.
Yeah, and you could kind of, like, if you're making it, if you say you do on like a bracket predictor, once you pick each and which way in like the group and who you take, like, that's already figured out for you, as in you go to your round of 32, you will see, like, the team in the first place of Group E would play the third place winner out of Group D. So like you could kind of see potential matchups from these groups. And I know if you want to talk about potential matchups, being in Kansas City, the quarterfinal, if it all works out and on paper, would be a Portugal-Argentina quarterfinal in KC for both of the 2 greatest players, other than Pele probably, and Maradona to play each other in their last World Cup in Kansas City. So those tickets are just a fresh $1,500. Yeah, $1,500 just laying around. You can go sit in the nosebleeds.
Yeah, I know. And when you talk about the nosebleed at Arrowhead in the middle of July, yeah, bro. Hey, get ready. Yeah, get ready. That is not for the week at all. It's gonna be.
If it works out, yeah. If it works out, that's what it'll be. So you could look at future potential matchups and see there. But I mean, at the end of the day, you're gonna have to beat them at some point. I'd rather play. I mean, you could say not rather play the best team earlier, but you're gonna get battle tested. I mean, it's a World Cup. You need some luck too, obviously. It's just in any championship format,
Yeah. No, absolutely. Well, I will challenge you guys in the comment section. Just let us know, who do you think is going to win it all and why? So don't just say Argentina. Like, give me a little bit more. Argentina because of Messi. Okay, all right, I'll live with that. But let's hear it out. I actually want to hear your theories, and part of the reason why I want this to be a great conversation, and I understand there's a lot of American viewers, myself included, that is not that inclined on the nuances of soccer and the World Cup. So it's good to form a small pocket community of people sharing their different knowledge and piecing it together to help all of us learn, but also in the hopes that this actually carries forward after the World Cup and there's actual more legitimate soccer fans in the country. Because the more fandom is there, the more money is going to get pumped in there, the more we can start tackling these youth league issues and to get better and more quality talent. Like, if USA ever makes it to a semifinal game, what that would do for this nation, like, it is unparalleled. I 100% believe. I know how everyone felt for hockey when Team USA was out there. I know how everyone felt with baseball when Team USA is out there. So I can only imagine what soccer would bring if in the World Cup we actually have a formidable Team USA team. Hoping for the best, but we'll just see. Other than that, I'll let you have the final word, Drew, before I close out.
No, I really appreciate you letting or taking the time for letting me join, and I hope people in the comments don't kill me if I got anything wrong or nothing. But I do watch a little bit of soccer / football. It's just fun to watch, man. I always recommend anybody, especially people in America, don't be afraid to, like, I was a big, like football, baseball, basketball. I just love all sports, and I think you should really pay attention and watch soccer because it's the most popular sport in the world, and it brings a lot of people together, and I think for the right reasons. So with that, also, just if you don't know anything, simply just YouTube stuff and research. It's fun to learn. It's fun to learn, and I would just recommend to watch as many matches as possible. So, and obviously, I want Team USA to win and to go far. It would be awesome. Go as far as possible. I guess one final note: quarterfinal would be a dream, but I'm expecting us to probably get out in the round of 16. But quarterfinal would be a dream. So,
yeah, we'll just see what happens. But other than that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, hit the notification bell. Peace out. We got more content on the way regarding the World Cup, but we will see you guys in the next video. Peace.